John was an ordinary man with an uneventful life. He followed a monotonous routine, waking up, going to work, and returning home to his empty apartment. But everything changed when he stepped into a small cafe on a chilly autumn morning. As he entered the cozy establishment, his eyes locked onto a waitress named Emily. Her smile was warm, her eyes sparkled with kindness, and her every moment exuded grace. John couldn't tear his gaze away from her as he took a seat near the window. Day after day, John found himself returning to the cafe, always sitting in the same spot, always ordering the same cup of coffee, just to catch a glimpse of her. He tried to go only when the cafe was packed so no one would notice him. They would recognize him as a regular, but they wouldn't detect his true intentions. As days turned into weeks, John's fascination with her deepened. He began to notice small details about her. A delicate silver locket she wore around her neck, a slight scar on her wrist, and a melancholic look in her eyes that only he seemed to perceive. John yearned to know more about her, to unravel the secrets hidden beneath her radiant smile. He took it upon himself to learn about her outside the cafe. He discreetly followed her home one evening, keeping a safe distance to avoid detection. The modest apartment she lived in painted a picture of solitude, hinting of a life filled with unspoken struggles. Driven by a relentless curiosity, John immersed himself in her life. He meticulously researched her online presence, searching for any fragments of information he could find. His obsession knew no bounds. He scoured social media, tracked down old acquaintances, and pieced together the puzzle of Emily's past. Days turned into nights and sleep eluded him as he obsessed over her. He became consumed by his quest to understand her, to save her from whatever demons haunted her soul. The boundaries between reality and fantasy blurred as his mind wove intricate narratives of love and despair. One fateful evening, as his heart pounded with a mixture of anticipation and anxiety, he mustered the courage to approach her. He took a deep breath, his palms clammy with nervous sweat, and then finally spoke the words he had rehearsed countless times in his mind. "Emily, can we talk for a moment?" She glanced at him, her eyes filled with a mixture of surprise and caution. "Sure." He hesitated, realizing the enormity of his obsession. He struggled to find the right words, but his desperation compelled him to press on. I've been watching you for a long time," he admitted, his voice quivering. I've become obsessed with you. I've dug into your life, your past. I wanted to understand you, to save you from your sadness." Emily's eyes widened in a mix of shock and fear. You did what? That's not normal. That's an invasion of my privacy." The weight of her response crushed him. In his own mind, he had formed a relationship with her. He thought she would be pleased at the extra effort he took getting to know her. Instead, she was clearly enraged. As he looked around the room, he noticed that everyone was looking at him. He felt exposed. I'm so sorry," he whispered, his voice barely audible. As the manager walked out of the back to escort him out, John quickly turned and left as quickly as he could. Outside, he burst into tears, never to return. A week later, at another cafe, his eyes locked onto a waitress named Amanda.